welcome back to Linda's Pantry. So today we're going to can tomato sauce, and I think I'm going to do it on the Italian side. We did some salsa, and we're going to do that again as well, but today it's all about the pasta sauce, and we're going to do it in a vegetarian style so I don't have to pressure can it, although tomatoes are better for you if they're pressure canned, and at least if you're a man. But anyways, you can research that on your own on the internet. And I hope this brings you along. I hope it inspires you to maybe start thinking about canning on your own. And I hope you go check out my Facebook page, like that page, see what I'm doing, whose videos I'm posting. There's lots of information out there to be shared. You might find somebody else you like. And I hope that you go over to my Wild Tree website. I've got the link below as well in the description box. You just click on it, it'll send you right to my website, and you can go research a little bit about the product line and make decisions on your own. It's a beautiful all-natural line that I've used it for about 1.5 years, but I'm currently, it's a new business venture for me. So I will be uploading a video that will give you a lot more information on that, but I thought, you know, you guys could go over and make decisions on your own, and if you like something or you want to try something, that'd be awesome. All right, guys, let's go do this. Let's can some tomatoes. Want to? Okay, go on. Okay, guys, so here we are. We're absolutely at the point where we need to get these tomatoes done. So I'll explain a little bit of why I'm doing it in this way. Normally, I put them through my Victorio strainer, and I started that yesterday. And for some reason, it did not like the bazillion cherry tomatoes I had. So what happened was it got really bound up, caused a big mess in here. I took it into the garage, caused a bigger mess in there, and then I was running out of time, and it was just, I had to take it apart, put it back together, and it wasn't, I didn't video that much of it because it was really frustrating on this end. And I thought, you know what, I'm running out of time, I gotta go to work. I'm gonna put these tomatoes in the freezer, and we'll make salsa out of the rest of the cherry tomatoes, and here I'm already making a mess. Anyway, so that's what I did. I took this foil tray. This is a restaurant size foil pan, and I put that in, whoops, okay, let's see if I can make a bigger mess. I put that in the freezer and let them freeze overnight, and then I took them out this morning when I went to my meeting at work, and by the time I got home, most of them are thawed. Now, some of the ones that have a little tougher skin are not going to be okay to just get the skins off, so I probably will do a little blanching. Now this is only the amount I got, and I probably worked with that the Victorio strainer yesterday for more than enough time to finish these. So my frustration level was, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna clean up the mess and try it a different way. And so normally when you freeze them, see, the skins just peel right off. They just really, it just comes right off these ripe tomatoes. So, and all I have to do, really, I don't even have to cut these. You just go in and take that core out. Because you can go in with the immersion blender, a potato masher. I kind of want some texture to this sauce, so I'm going to leave some big pieces. Okay? And let's see, what else? Still got ice in there. Like this one isn't quite as ripe as some of the other ones, so I might actually, let's see if I can. Yeah, it's gonna peel stuff that I don't necessarily want to peel off. It might take a little encouragement, but you could throw those down into some hot water, and it'll blanch them really fast, and those skins will let go. But anyways, this is a lot easier and a lot less frustration than I had yesterday. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to get all this down in here, and I'll bring you back when I've got the first batch of it on the stove. And my favorite in the whole world tasting pasta sauce is by Mrs. Wages. It is delicious. And it really is just a bunch of simple ingredients. It's got your citric acid in there. It's got food starch, salt, onion, monodextrin, spice, garlic, paprika, beet powder. So that's all that's in there, but it flavors the sauce absolutely delicious. So that's what I'm using on this one, and when I mark it on the shelf, it's the first ones to go. Now, yes, I make my own homemade with all the spices, but today we're doing it the easy way because I don't have tons of time on my hands. So there we go. That one was pretty quick and sweet. Okay, so I will let you go, bring you back when I've got that pot full, and that's like 8-quart pot. I'm just going to do small batches. Okay, the pot is just about full of these tomatoes, and it's going to be so good. So what the Mrs. Wages has you do is this is going to be almost 16 pints. So I'm going to add all 3 packages that I have. You add 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. It should be really close to 16 pints because this pot's going to be full. Okay, so 1/4 cup of granulated sugar per package. And then you add your package. The directions are wash the tomatoes, scald for 3 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Cut the cores out, remove the skins, puree. We're going to puree it after it's a little hotter, okay? I'm going to wait till they cook down a little bit, and they'll be nice and easy for the immersion blender. And then you're going to add the puree to a large pot, bring to a boil, reduce heat, and simmer for 25 minutes. And then your pasta sauce is ready. At that point, you can freeze it, put it in the fridge, use it within a week, or you can store it in your freezer for a year, or you can can it, and it'll be good on your shelf for a couple of years. And so then all you have to do is add some ground turkey or ground beef, a jar of your home ground beef. I mean, this is really, I'm doing this for my husband. Normally I would do these in quart-sized jars, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them in pint-sized jars because he's going to be away from home and he doesn't need a quart of sauce. That's a lot of sauce, believe it or not. But a pint would probably be good enough for 2 meals for him, and there you go. So that's what we're doing. I've got this on the stove. I'm excited. Oh, I love homemade pasta sauce. And this is really, it's kind of cheating, but you know what? It's okay. Once in a while, I've got to take a shortcut because I'm really limited on time. So anyways, I'm excited. You guys, I'll be right back with, let me add this stuff. And you can't believe how gorgeous this looks on the shelf and how good it tastes. You can do this on your own. Even if you don't can, put some pasta sauce aside. Pick up the Mrs. Wages. You can, instead of fresh tomatoes, you can use 6 cans of diced tomatoes and puree them and make your own. And there's organic diced tomatoes out there that are delicious. So you can make your own and have your own pasta sauce put away for really reasonable if you got the tomatoes on sale. So anyway, hope it inspires you. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stick blend this and get this kind of broken down a little bit. It's been cooking now for a little bit. You've got to be super careful at this point because this, if it splatters hot tomato sauce on you, you're not going to be a happy camper. So be really careful. Like that. Got to be careful. This button on this one's really touchy too. So now I've got my tomatoes as chopped up as I'd like and as much of a mess as I'd like. Wouldn't be cooking without a mess, would it? I don't think so. Okay, sorry about that. And I'm going to add my packages of stuff here as soon as I unhook this. There we go. Let go. Let go. That one's going to hang on for the end. Okay, that's pretty easy. Now I'm going to add my packages of the Mrs. Wages, and then it's got to simmer here for 25 minutes. And hopefully all these packages will fit, because I don't know if they're going to. And see, we still have some texture and chunks, and that's exactly what I wanted. I don't want it to be a really smooth sauce, although you could make it a very smooth sauce if you wanted to. I like having the chunky sauce. It'll be great if you just wanted a vegetarian pasta for a night. This would be absolutely perfect to do. We like vegetarian once in a while, right? Okay. And I don't have to worry about adding lemon juice to this because it's already got its citric acid. If I was not doing that, I'd be adding some lemon juice. Tomatoes these days, not as much in the heirloom varieties, but a lot of our hybrid tomatoes that do so well are not as acidic. And so to make them shelf stable, you have to add that stuff, and that's why it's not a bad idea to go ahead and pressure can them. Then you're for sure. I was thinking about doing some zucchini in here, but this one, we love the plain pasta, so we're going to do the plain pasta first, and then my next, because I've got probably 100 pounds of tomatoes waiting for me to get ripe, that I'll be doing some more sauce. And so it really, this took that whole pan of tomatoes only came to 8 quarts. So really and truly, I mean, it's a daunting look at it when you look at all those tomatoes, but once you get them broke down, this is what you have. So this is gonna sit here and simmer for the next 25 minutes. And ooh, you can see all the herbs, and you can even go back in with that stick blender if you wanted to later, but I'm gonna leave it alone. I just wanna make sure it's stirred up well. Because the Mrs. Wages does wanna gather up like it's gathering on my spoon. So I wanna make sure you get that all broke apart. All right, guys, so I'll bring you back when I have something more to show you. Maybe jar it up. Okay, guys, finally, I got a phone call. I had to put this off. Now I'm finally gonna be able to, this actually got to simmer like an hour because my phone call was from a dear friend, and I don't have the heart to even come close to saying I don't have time to talk to you anymore. So, anyway, it's good to hear from friends that you've known forever that you haven't talked to in a while. Okay, so I've got my hot jars that have been sitting in hot water, and that tempers the jar. You want to put hot liquid into warm jars, or hot jars, not into cold jars. That temperature change, and there's a chunk of tomato. That temperature change can be what breaks your jar. And I can't do this without making a mess, so. Woo. Okay, now, and I don't have a lid and a ring for that one. I gotta get me another one. Okay, so you wanna fill that up to it within an inch or a half an inch of head space here to the bottom of the rim right here. This sauce smells and tastes so good. You can't even believe how delicious this is. And this is going to go in a water bath canner for 40 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead. Now I'm going to have to put this lid on and want to wipe the rim down with my vinegar. I always have a little bowl of vinegar, and I wipe white vinegar. That's all you need. It's a little more sanitary. I use vinegar for a lot of things, so this comes from my childhood mainly. My mother used it to clean, so a lot of times. So there you go. So we're gonna get our lid and our ring on here, and finger tight, and it's going to go hot down into the water bath canner. And let me make sure you can see how beautiful that is. Isn't that gorgeous? And I'm just going to, look at that. It's just beautiful. Pretty pasta sauce. Makes me want to have pasta tonight, actually. So that's gonna go down in the canner. I'm gonna go grab some new lids and rings for these two guys that are smallmouth. I'm using up the odds and ends of jars that we've opened, and I just really wanna, I don't want to open a new case or even go out to the shed and get a case of others until I've used up what's in the house. So, that being said, I think we should get close to 15, 16 pints of pasta sauce. And this is going to be great. Really, what I would do with this is open this pasta sauce, add maybe some fresh zucchini and some mushrooms and some meat, and it'll be perfect for pasta. If you wanted a thicker sauce, you can add a can of diced tomatoes or your home canned diced tomatoes. So anyway, I'll bring you back when I have a little bit more to show you. Okay guys, the timer just went off and I just took the lid off. The burner is now off. And so what I'm going to do is let this sit in the canner with the lid off for 5 minutes before I pull any of those jars out. I don't know that really makes a huge difference, but it's going to help the temperature come down a little bit, and then we'll pull it out and put it over on the towels. Okay, so I'll bring you back when I'm pulling it out. Okay guys, so I've let the canner sit here for a little over 5 minutes. It went for 40 minutes at a big hard boil, and I've already heard jars popping, which makes me sing. Anyway, I know, I'm sorry. I love this. It's so rewarding and exciting every time I get to do it. I love it. So, recapping, I've got, oh, there's another one. Oh, oh there's another one. I love it. And my husband came home a little bit ago. I still have another batch to do. It's going to be a smaller batch, but I made him taste the sauce, and he goes, "Oh, that's the one I love." And I go, "Yes, it is, Mrs. Wages." Mine is really good too, but I don't know. There's something, and I can't quite figure it out what the deal is. But she's got something going on, so. I like her pickles too. So I've got 6 pints and 3 pint-and-a-half jars. Pint-and-a-half's for when, you know, you're gonna have this more than a night or two. Or you've got more than one person. So, there you go. Now, I'm gonna get the other, I only have pint-and-a-half jars left that are all sanitary and ready to go and hot. So I'm going to get those done, and look how pretty. Here, let me give you a zoom in. It's beautiful. Sorry, I'm not doing a very good job at this camera guy thing. Not that, you know, you have to be a guy to be a camera person, but trying. Ooh, look how pretty. I love it. So I'm going to get the other jars and sauce heated back up. And actually what I'm going to do, because those jars are sitting in the dishwasher, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them in the canner because the canner's hot. I'm going to temper those jars and get them hot again. I'm going to heat up my sauce, fill those up, and get it going. And they'll can again for 40 minutes once they come to a boil, and we'll be all good to go. And I'll bring you back for the very end result of how many I got. And I'm really happy with what I have right now. This is a lot of pasta sauce, and these are tomatoes that I grew out of my garden that have no pesticides, no nothing. We don't fertilize with commercial fertilizer. We don't use anything odd. So anyways, I'll be right back. Okay, so here's my end result of what I've got going on. I got 6 1.5 pint jars of the amazing pasta sauce and 6 pints. So the 1.5 pint size jars are great. One of them was just shy of being full, but it's okay. I still canned it up. All I have to do is wash these jars down really good because I did not put vinegar in there, and boy, it just leaves a sediment of minerals on the jars. So I'm going to wash those down, take the rings off, scrub them up with soap and water, and let them all dry. Sometimes I put the rings back on, especially if they're going to be traveling. I put the rings back on. Anyway, so I hope it inspires you to maybe do your own canning. It's rewarding, it's fun, and especially if it's coming out of your garden, you know what went into it. You know that this is good for your family. So I hope it inspires you to come back. Maybe tell me about your canning. Okay, so anyways, guys, go visit my Facebook page, like that page. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, post it on your Facebook page. And don't forget to stop by my wild tree link in the description box. All right, guys, God bless.